All of us reach a point in time where we are depleted and need to somehow find a way to reignite the fire within. But how do we spark that flame? Welcome to Reignite Resilience, where we will venture into the heart of the human spirit. We'll discuss the art of reigniting our passion and strategies to stoke our enthusiasm. And now, here are your hosts, Natalie Davis and Pamela Cass.
That was one of the questions I was going to ask you earlier, is how has AI impacted how you do your business? And so it sounds like you figured out how to use it as a tool. And has it impacted it negatively at all?
Our business is in its best shape it ever has, but that's not to say it will remain that way. I need to stay on my toes, as most businesses do. And particularly if you're working behind a computer, you need to think about what's changing and evolving and adapt to the tools that are available to you without losing your long-term vision as well. So if it facilitates what you're trying to achieve, then it's a good decision. But otherwise, you're just chasing the next shiny object. And so there's so many risks. I'm concerned to a degree about the future of employment for a lot of people who are not entrepreneurial. You don't have to be a business person to be entrepreneurial minded. I think all of us need to have that mindset to think about what's changing, where's the opportunities, how do I position myself for those future opportunities? Because otherwise your career path might be left behind.
That's a powerful piece. And it's not just AI, right? AI just happens to be the shiny thing right now. Like if we're not constantly in that place where we're staying ahead of the curve to make sure that we're relevant, not just today, but 5 years from now, is a key piece to have. And like you said, not just entrepreneurs need to keep this in mind. Employees need to keep this in mind as well in terms of their future and what that looks like if they're working for companies.
And I love, Wes, that activity you go through with your clients, looking at the kind of, I'll say called looking at the dark side and then finding the light side. I mean, you could do that about any industry that you're in. So whatever industry you're in, making sure you're constantly looking at that negative piece of it to try to stay ahead, because some people are like, I don't know what the next opportunity is. But if you're always looking at that dark side to find the light side, I think that's how you can kind of stay ahead of it.
Yeah, 100%. I really do believe in that yin and yang type thing going on in the world. That's a philosophy I've really adopted of late. I think it's so true. Got to sort of be adaptable and understand both aspects, the dual kind of thing that's going on in a lot of ways.
Well, and which is what I love that's why you kind of started that podcast, so that you could stay ahead of it, have these conversations. And I think, we learn so much from the guests that we interview, and it's just like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that, didn't know about that. And so such a great way to kind of keep in front of it.
And you always know when you've made, in my opinion, you know you've made a great decision when you're excited by it and you don't mind doing the extra hours. Like, for example, being on the opposite side of the world, sometimes I'm doing calls at crazy hours of the morning. But I love it. I'll get up super early. If there's someone super exciting to get on the call, I'll get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and be ready for them. I might be looking a little bit under the it's okay. We get through it.
There's no sunshine, and yeah, exactly. It's dark. It's dark out. But you're showing up. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a huge piece. Wes, just on the AI piece, in terms of how you are constantly assessing your business, are you using this as an opportunity as well to really reconfigure your own value proposition for your clients and prospective clients, to let them know we're embracing it, right? We're not intimidated by this tool. It's available, and we're going to now incorporate it into your experience that you have with us?
Yeah, absolutely. It's always been evolving, and certainly even with the background things, the way in which we build websites, it's evolved a lot. We've got standard operating procedures. I've always been super diligent to have process for everything. So no matter who picks up a project, they can take it on. If someone's away for sick, for example, someone else can pick up the pieces, and it's super easy to keep going because we follow the same process. But that's all been evolving so fast now because the tools change so fast. So I'm fortunate that my team are really technical people as well. So I've leaned upon them to bring their insights. And so where it was initially a bit of a worry that things are changing so fast, how on earth are we going to keep on top of it? But I opened up the doors to the team to bring insights. And I think it's kept them engaged and more excited about it as well, because they're a bit techie and geeky. So it's an opportunity. Turn the threats into opportunities is always a helpful thing if you can do that.
But not so much so that it became a distraction. Like you actually created the space for creativity and solution.
Yeah, I think so. It's always a tightrope, it feels like. It's in that middle part where, the tightrope's kind of tight on the ends, but when you get to that middle bit, it's swaying a little bit. So you got
Yep. I like to reference it as like getting into the weeds, right? Like it's like, okay, we've gotten way into the weeds. Let's bring it back up. We're just talking concept. Like, what are we working on? Yes. Yeah. You can start geeking out and get way into the weeds and you don't want to stay
sure.
there. Yeah.
But I've learned it's because there's so much to do or potential that you could work on or do. I've really, over the last few years as well, figured out that I've got to take time out as well. I can't just be snowed under in the work all the time. The more refreshed I am, the better focused I am, and the more productive I am in the hours that I do work in the business. So it's kind of it's a trap sometimes. You feel as though if you do more, you'll get more out, but that's not necessarily true.
Yeah, I think that's something that entrepreneurs and people in leadership forget, that little key detail. And, we work with a lot of realtors and a lot of high producing realtors, and their business is great. They're successful. But if you looked at the other side, their well-being, their relationships, it's like not so good. So what are some of the things that you do to make sure that is part of your daily life?
Just regular things. I make sure I get to the gym most days. And those sorts of things just to freshen up. It's handy because it's just around the corner. Yeah, just these sorts of things, and making sure if I do start super early, which I do sometimes because of the podcasting, I finish early. So give myself permission to wrap up the day early. As a young business person, I probably didn't. Even if I started early for something, I would still work till 5 o'clock because you kind of train, or 5:30 something, because you kind of train, that's when the workday finishes, but it doesn't need to. Who made that rule up? That wasn't me.
Corporate America or corporate wherever made that rule, 8 to 5, 9 to 5, whatever that is.
It's an arbitrary thing, isn't it? So 9 to 5, whatever it is in your part of the world. How on earth is it possible that everyone's role takes 9 to 5 magically Monday to Friday? Crazy.
That's
crazy
right.
to think like that.
I like that. Breaking that arbitrary barrier. I'm so glad that you've given yourself permission to do so. But you're right. The younger version of me would not have done so, right? It's show up at 8, stay until 6, because that's what you do. Yes.
Well, I think it's so important to be able to be comfortable adjusting that based on whatever season you're in that moment. Because there's going to be times when you have little kids and it's not going to look the same. And then when your kids are older, it's not going to look the same. And so all of these different parts of our lives that change, if we try to keep it in that box of, let's just say 9 to 5, it's just not going to work.
It's a key advantage of working for yourself is you've got that flexibility to adjust the times that you work. I mean, I'm just so thankful that I took the time to do things with the kids when they were young, doing sports and so on. So I was coaching both sons in their basketball teams, got to take my daughter to all the dancing and so on. So I didn't miss, I don't think I missed anything of those sorts of activities if I could help it. At one time I was coaching both sons and they both made the grand final. This is a really
and you're like, what do I do?
At the same time, yeah. And I was the coach of both. And so which son do I coach on the game day? And I fill in mum or dad. And so that was a super difficult choice.
Oh, yes.
Okay, well, don't leave us hanging. Like, how did you make the decision?
What did you choose?
I don't know.
The decision made itself in the end because there was one of the sisters of my younger son. She was quite a good basketballer and she was happy enough to fill in for his his team, my youngest son's team. So she just took that one and I took the other one. So I didn't have to decide between the two sons, It was just that someone was able to facilitate one of them. So that was a lucky thing that worked out.
The ability to be at whatever you choose, right? Like you get the opportunity to choose, but then that also turns into you have to choose. Everything unfolds at the same time.
Resilience.
Yeah, exactly. I love that. I love it. Well, Wes, the podcast is new, and that just came out of, your desire to continue to show up and continue to pour into other people. What else do you have on the horizon in terms of your life list of things that you'd like to accomplish and do and achieve, the impact that you want to have? What does that look like?
Yeah, so as a business person, you're kind of that's always a massive part of what you're up to. So just continuing to grow that and adapt that. As I said, it's never been more profitable. The last financial year was the best yet, and I hope to beat that this one. We close out financial years mid-year, so June. So coming up to that. So that's just, it's a kind of a funny thing. It's not necessarily about the money, but it's about the growth. So whilst everyone wants to make more money, why wouldn't you? But that makes no significant impact on my life, whether it's more or less really. But the growth aspect of it just means it's a measure. It's an imperfect measure of how much value you've brought to the world. So if you're able to serve more clients and you're providing value to them, well, income follows that. Wealth follows value. So the more value you can produce in the world, the greater your likely profitability will be. In a roundabout, it's a crude measure, I know, because some career paths just don't get paid realistically what equivalent to the value they bring. For example, some of the caring professions here in Australia, I'm not sure if it's like that in the other parts of the world, but, if you're a nurse, maybe your pay isn't what it should be, or teaching, maybe the pay isn't what it should be. These sorts of things are outliers, but for the most part, and certainly working for yourself, it's value-based. So the more value you can bring, the more income you should see.
That's from the Go Giver directly. That's the law of value, the law of...
Yeah, the law of value.
The law of value, yeah.
The more value.
I read that. Is that a book?
Oh, excellent book.
Yes. Yeah, cool. And I think it really would resonate with, you would resonate with the book. Yes, it's The Go Giver by Bob Goldberg. Yes.
Yeah, I've heard of him, but I've not seen that book. Yeah, okay, I'll definitely look at that.
He's got the Go Giver. He's got a few of them in that series, but the Go Giver's a red cover. Definitely read that. You will love it.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, definitely will.
Checking to see if I had it out. I don't have it near me.
I have it in my library. But.
Definitely put it on your reading list if you've not read it. Easy read. It's a couple hundred pages. It's not long at all. Yes.
Yeah. I listen to audio. I listen to the books. Yeah, that's
perfect. And I think it's on Audible.
It is on, yes, exactly. But I think, Wes, what you explained, we're experiencing the same thing here, right? Like a lot of our service industry workers they're in a space where they're not earning what they're delivering in value, right? Like the compensation doesn't align. But when you're talking about like business owners and entrepreneurs or solopreneurs even, I think that equation is pretty accurate. It's pretty spot on.
It's part of the benefit of working for yourself. And another benefit, there's so many benefits working for yourself.
But it's not for the weak.
I was going to say, I know we talk about entrepreneurship here quite a bit, and it is definitely not for the weak, but it is well worth it. I don't know if we stress that enough. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah. I don't think I could go back to working.
Yes.
As 9 to 5. I don't think
there's a podcast here in Australia. The guys call it unemployable. Because they're all self-employed, entrepreneurs.
Self-employed, yes.
So unemployable. I think we are unemployable. They would not like us.
Never fit into a normal corporate job. I was lucky. I never worked in a massive, corporate cubicle sort of life. It was all smaller businesses, so you kind of always saw the benefits and the value the end clients were seeing. But I can't imagine ever working in a cubicle and not seeing any tangible results for what I'm producing.
That would be tough.
I've been there, and I don't.
Yeah, I think I've been there too, and
yeah,
it's needed.
You're right. You see your cog. That's it, right? Like you're focused on that one spoke in the entire system, and that's it. Your cog is your only focus, and you never see the bigger picture. And there is some reward in seeing and understanding how the sausage is made and the actual sausage itself when it's all said and done.
Oh, I'm wired, but as you say, there's different people are wired different ways.
Yeah, we need those. We need those people too.
Yeah, yes, yeah. I'm thankful there's people who do those sorts of roles, because it means I don't have to.
Exactly. The world continues to go around.
Yes, they're needed and loved.
And we can have conversations like this where it's back to the future, where you're in tomorrow and we're in today.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, nearer to the weekend for me, so I'm fortunate.
Yes, you're so much closer than us.
Oh my goodness. Well, Wes, this has been amazing. I would love to give you a few moments. If you have words of advice, tools, or any strategies that you want to leave with our listeners. I mean, because we've talked about so much, your personal journey, the business, the marketing and branding and AI. We've gone in so many directions. I'd love to just give you a few moments if you have some inspiring words for our listeners today.
Yeah, look, I'd love anyone obviously trying to build an audience on the podcast. So if anyone's in the trades and construction, please do jump on and have a listen. The other thing too, people might be curious to see, I wrote a book. Did we talk about it? We didn't, but that's okay.
We did not talk about it.
And we are going to. We can't glaze over that.
We totally brushed over that.
So that's, you can get that everywhere, Amazon. And it's a really weird thing. So it's been out quite a while now. And for the most part, it was the ebooks and so on for a long, long time. But of late, it's changed. More people are buying physical books, or at least for my book. That's anecdotal evidence. But it feels as though, to me, the world is moving, wanting more of a tactile something tangible and real. I think that's true in all aspects of life right now. So the book is probably just a reflection of that. More people are buying the physical than the digital. And
it's the Simple Manifesto. Is that correct? Is that what?
Yeah. So some people will be listening to this podcast, won't they? They won't see the video. But the Simple Manifesto, Amazon, every good bookshop, you can get it in as well, order it in. Yeah, so get that. It's all marketing principles to save time, produce income, and a whole bunch of stuff we've actually spoken about today is covered in there too.
We can put the link for to purchase it on Amazon in the show notes. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely.
I love that. The Simple Manifesto. And we have a few moments. I want to quickly touch on this because we've just gone through this process of authoring a book. So that journey, what prompted you to take on the task of writing a book? I don't know if it's something that you loved, if you hated it, or if you would do it again. So walk us through that journey and that experience. Yeah,
well, just someone was saying to me, I really love your blogs. You should write a book. And it just came from that. They said, love your blog. And so I thought, maybe I'll have a go at that. It's a completely different thing to writing a blog though, because a blog, it's just a short piece and you haven't got to think about how it ties into everything else. I found it really difficult to get the flow into some sort of format that made sense, and not to the repetition. It was really difficult because blogging so many years, it doesn't matter if you cover the same topic a little bit. So yeah, it was a great learning. As I said, I love growth. So I just did it in patches of time as well, when I felt the spirit move, I suppose you might say. The motivation was flowing at different times, or, had more time here and there. So I did it over, probably took a couple of years to flesh it out. And so I do it different. It was before AI, so it would probably be a little bit easier now to do it. Yeah. So, I wonder, I'd probably have some different opinions in there too. And for the most part, the opinions would all stay the same. It's just the way in which I would have written it probably would change.
A little bit different.
Yeah.
Love that. Love it. Well, thank you for sharing that. We will definitely tag the book in the show notes so that our listeners can grab a copy of that, The Simple Manifesto. And then you were talking about your podcast. If you want to, again, remind us the name of the podcast and what you cover on the podcast so we can let them go over and check that out if you're interested.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be brilliant. Built, Trusted, Chosen is the show. And so it's on all the podcasting platforms you'd expect. Oh, and the company website. If people want a website, hey, I'm the guy.
Okay, all right.
So yeah, uplift360.com.au. So you can book a strategy call with me there. Given a whole lot of call to actions today, I feel a little bit self-promotional. Sorry about that.
That's okay. That's what this is for.
That's why we're here.
You're giving value. So we want to give as much value as possible to our listeners.
Exactly. So Uplift 360, if you're looking for a website and some cutting edge advice in terms of website build out, marketing and branding, the simple manifesto, and then
build, trust, and chosen. And if you're in the trades, so this is for people in the trades.
Yeah, that's right. It's probably, if you Google me, probably a whole bunch of these things will show up too.
Okay. Well, I would imagine so, given your line of work. I would, yes.
Yes.
That's hopefully not my criminal record. No, there's nothing like that.
That's a different podcast.
That's a different show. We're not in that category, so you're good.
It was never me.
No, this is great. I love that you are continuing to have an impact on people in their lives and in their businesses and in different modalities. And that's where we are, right? If it's in written form, if it's in a podcast, if it's, one-on-one consult and working with them directly, the need is there. So thank you for continuing to do the work that is helping so many around the world. This is great.
Oh, thank you. This has been a brilliant podcast. I can't wait to share it with my network.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It has been an absolute honor to have you on. Thank you for sharing your knowledge, your personal story, your expertise with our listeners. We will make sure that we put your contact information in the show notes so they can get a hold of you. I think we have all of your social media handles. You're on every platform, so that's always good. So if you are looking for Wes, you can find him. He is searchable. Wes, thank you for spending your morning or afternoon with us today.
Thanks, Adley. Thanks, Pat. It's been brilliant.
Yeah. Been in the future with us. I love it.
It's been great. And for our listeners, if you are wanting to know more about what's happening in the world of Reignite Resilience, head on over to our website, reigniteresilience.com. Find us on Facebook or Instagram, and then check out the video version of this podcast on YouTube. Until next time, we'll see y'all soon.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you for joining us today on the Reignite Resilience podcast. We hope you had some aha moments and learned a few new real-life ideas to fuel the flames of passion. Please subscribe on your favorite streaming platform, like or download your favorite episodes, and of course, share with your friends and family. We look forward to seeing you again next time on Reignite Resilience.
Reignite Resilience family, we are so excited to share with you that the book, The Quiet Gift, A Journey of Self-Worth and Resilience, is now available on audiobook at Amazon. Make sure that you check the link in the show notes so that you can click on that and download a copy of the audiobook. This is an amazing story written by Pam as a part of the Red Journal series and narrated by Kristen Aiken Salata. So we hope you enjoy. Until next time, we'll see you soon.